Oh man. Fuck. Hey yo! Welcome to this week's episode of Ask Tiffany. I'm your host, Tiffany, and this series is all about helping you make bank while working with the people you're passionate about serving in private practice. So this week, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to tell you the real reason that your client or your potential client cannot pay your full fee. Ugh. Okay, so I'm not talking about people who literally are, struggling in poverty. Like, we know that those people really can't pay your full fee. That's fair. Those are people you take on a sliding scale or pro bono. When you've set up your practice up so you're already earning six figures or more, then you can actually do the work to help those folks who are struggling in poverty. But until that happens, I'm not talking about those folks. I'm talking about the folks who are traveling regularly and going on lovely vacations where you're hoping that you can take a day off when you're sick but not quite sure that you can. I'm talking about folks who go out to delicious, expensive meals once a week and spend a couple $100 just enjoying themselves, not even paying attention, or who even just go out a few times a week for happy hour and have a few cocktails for work, which adds up to $30, $40, $50, $60, $100 regularly a week. I'm talking about when those folks say to you, oh my gosh, I can't swing another 25 bucks per week. That is just too much, right? I'm going to tell you why those people will not pay your full fee when they call you to set up an appointment for psychotherapy. They want therapy. They want therapy with you because they're calling you on the phone. When you state your fee, they say, I just can't do it, right? These are also people who often have out-of-network insurance that will reimburse them for much of their fee. But rather than going to see you and paying, $60 and then having their insurance cover the rest, they're going to go find someone in network because it's easier. I'm going to tell you why those people will not pay your full fee, all right? And then I'm going to tell you how to change that. So those people do not pay you for psychotherapy because you have not done the hard work before they even show up to your website, before they give you a call on the phone. You have not done the hard work to show them why you are the person who can help solve their problem. Let me repeat that again. They're not paying you because you haven't set it up beforehand, done the hard work to show them, to demonstrate why you are the person who can solve their problem. If someone believes that you are the person who can truly help them, then money becomes a non-issue, right? They will find a way, come hell or high water, to pay that fee because they're investing in you, but really they're investing in themselves, right? They're investing in changing their life fundamentally from the ground up. If they believe you are the person who can help them with that, they'll pay. They'll find a way. Your job is to do the hard work beforehand so by the time they get on the phone with you, they're already ready. Payment is not an issue, right? Here are the things you can do to set it up such that that's the case. Number one, you have to invest in understanding them, your ideal client, the perfect person you want to see before they show up in your office. That means going out and talking to folks in the real world. Ugh. That means reading about. That means writing about. That means going on podcasts. That means talking about your ideal client before they ever even show up in your office. Now that's risky, sure, because you're investing a lot of time up front. But let me tell you what, if you go first, if you do the hard thing, if you invest yourself first, then that person sees it and knows it, and they'll be willing to invest in you. Take a risk on you because you took a risk on them first. Invest your time in understanding them and their problems and how to work with them to change their lives before they even show up. That's step one. Step two, you have to say no to the 99.9% of people out in the world so you can say yes to the one person who you want to work with, the person who is ideal for you. Last week we talked about Seth Godin's TED Talk on tribes. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. If you watched it before, watch it again. Look, people will pay you premium fees and commit to doing depth-oriented psychotherapy with you if they know that you are committed to helping someone just like them. Not that you want to see women and men and couples and children and depression and anxiety and borderline and bipolar, right? If you want to see everybody, no one's going to pay you a lot of money because they don't believe that you're invested enough in them and their issue and who they are as a person and a demographic in the world to solve their problem, right? So you got to say no to the 99.9% so you can say yes to that one person. They will be willing to do anything to work with you because you went first, invested in them, and said no to everyone in order to work with them, all right? Okay. And number three, we talked about this last week, you invest in premium fee, full fee cash money therapy so you can understand yourself, what it means to invest in doing depth-oriented, hard work to change your mindset, to change your internal barriers, and to take different actions in the world. You must invest in that kind of therapy yourself so you have a visceral internal sense of what it means to pay someone, to trust someone enough to help you through these times. If you're not doing it for yourself, nobody's going to trust you to do that for them too. Okay? Number 3, invest in doing the work yourself. Find a way to earn that money. Find a therapist who you feel connected to, who you feel like they deeply understand and want to work with you, and then invest in doing that work. All right? Those are the 3 things that you can do. And I guarantee you, if you do those 3 things, your percentage of people who call and say, oh, that's too much, I can't afford it, it's going to drop exponentially. In fact, you're going to start getting calls from people who are already ready to do the work. Your conversion rate will go through the roof, and you'll no longer have this struggle of 5 calls a week and maybe 1 converts. Or 1 call a month and maybe none convert, right? That problem will be wiped away if you take these 3 steps. I guarantee it, over the course of time. I want you to jump into the comment section. Tell me which of these 3 things you're going to take action on in the next week, and let us know what it is. I can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait for your practice to change. This shit is life-changing, folks. This shit is life-changing.